Khan, shalom, shalom. All praises to Yahweh. Bahashim Malaki Yahweh. That's all praises, honor, glorification unto the Most High God Yahweh. In the name of His only begotten Son Yahweh. This brother Yasha Ali coming back to y'all yet another video through the Spirit and power of Yahweh. Bahashim Malaki Yahweh. Lord willing, all Israel has been enduring through the Spirit, right? And I'm gonna get straight into this. All right, so this is going into the power of words. All right, the power of words. All right, so let's go to the book of James, chapter 3, right? I'm going to start at verse 1, right? It says, "My brethren, be not many masters, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation." So this basically going into, we shouldn't be so quick to be a teacher, because the teachers, by us being teachers, we are essentially putting ourselves in a higher position, right? And of course, if you're a teacher ordained by the Lord, then of course there's no getting around that. You have to be a teacher. You have to be a prophet. If your lot is to be a prophet, then there's no going around that. If your lot is to be a leader in the nation of Israel, there's no getting around that. You have to live your lot. Like how the Lord said in the book of Daniel, the 12th chapter, right? In the last verse, he said to stand in thy lots, unto the latter days, roughly paraphrasing. So, and it wasn't up to Daniel whether or not he wanted to be a prophet. He has a greater condemnation if he goes off. You know what I'm saying? Because he's held to a higher esteem. So the teachers of the nation of Israel, they're held to a higher expectation by the Most High God. So that's why it says, knowing that we shall receive the greater condemnation, right? The great teachers of Israel, right? They're not held as to the certain point, or they're held to a higher standard than a brother, let's say, that doesn't know as much as them, that's not as mighty in the spirit as them, right? So I'm gonna keep going, but that's not the point. I'm gonna keep going though. James chapter 3 verse 2: "For in many things we offend all. If any man offend not in word, the same is a perfect man, and able also to bridle the whole body." So we don't want to offend in word, right? Why? Because the Lord is literally marking down everything that we say. Matthew chapter 12 verse 36: "But I say unto you that every idle word that men shall speak, they shall give account thereof in the day of judgment." So the Lord said every idle word that men is going to speak, they're going to have to answer for that in the day of judgment, right? Verse 37: "For by thy words thou shalt be justified, and by thy words thou shalt be condemned." So just as you're able to praise the Most High with your lips, right? We're about to get into that, Lord willing. But just as you're able to praise the Most High with your lips, you're able to profess godliness with your lips. You're able to be holy, be counted or be justified according to what you say. You can also, on the flip side, be condemned for what you say, huh? Right? So I'm gonna get straight. I'm gonna get into that precept. James chapter 3. I'm going to skip down to verse 10. It says, "Out of the same mouth proceed the blessing and cursing. My brethren, these things ought not so to be." So out of the same mouth can proceed blessing, right? You can be blessed in the Most High. And out of that same mouth, you can be cursing the Most High, right? Out of your same mouth, you can be blessing a brother. But out of that same mouth, you can be cursing a brother, you know? And James said, "Hey, my brethren, these things ought not so to be," right? Hey, if your mouth is proceeding blessing and godliness, then it should only be blessing and godliness, right? If your mouth is proceeding cursings, then guess what? You know what I'm saying? Then it's gonna further into those cursings, right? But I'm gonna jump up real quick. James chapter 3 verse 3. It says, "Behold, we put bits in the horses' mouths that they may obey us, and we turn about their whole body." "Behold also the ships, which though they be so great, are driven of fierce winds, yet are they turned about with a very small helm, whithersoever the governor listeth. Even so the tongue is a little member, and boasts of great things. Behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth." You see that? So the tongue is a little member. Your tongue is about what? A few inches long. Your tongue is not that long. It's a little member. Compare the size of your tongue to your arm, or to your head, the size of your head, or to compare the size of your tongue to your leg. You understand? It's not that long. It's not that big. Yet right, out of your tongue, right, it boasts of great things. And it says, behold, how great a matter a little fire kindleth. And the tongue is a fire, a world of iniquity. You see that? So the tongue, hey, guess what? The words that we say and that we speak, they're very, very meaningful. Don't think that, all these words that you're saying and proceeding out of your mouth is just going for naught, man. They can really affect somebody, right? Hey, let's put this example out here. What you say to a brother, because there's a proverb that has been going around. I believe it was invented by Ray Charles, because that's the first time I heard it. Ray Charles, I believe, who was a brother that was blind, but he was a musician, right? But he said, sticks and stones may break my bones, but words will never hurt me, right? Roughly paraphrasing. He said, words will never hurt me. Well, according to the precepts, hey man, that's not true, right? That's not true, because guess what? Words can hurt you, man. They can. Words can uplift you in the spirit, right? And words can actually put you down as well, right? If you were just cussing out a brother, you was cussing him out. You know what I'm saying? You was cussing out a brother, getting on him. You know what I'm saying? You were trying to break him down your words. Hey, it doesn't really matter if this brother is strong or not. Eventually, he's going to kind of break. He's kind of going to get out the spirit. You know what I'm saying? Eventually, you're going to pierce him so hard that you're going to pierce those through those walls, and he's going to kind of, say something. All right? He might say something. He might buck up against you. No brother's just going to sit there and not do anything. You know what I'm saying? And you just getting on him, and you just cussing at him, and you provoking him, saying all manner of, evil towards him. He's gonna say something. He's gonna rise up and he might get angry. All right. So words can actually uplift you in the spirit, but they can also put you down. Let's go to a precept in the book, all right, of First Maccabees. All right, First Maccabees, right, chapter. I want to get this with Simon, all right. I want to get this precept with Simon, where he exhorted the people, all right. First Maccabees chapter 13. In verse 6, it says, doubtless I will avenge my nation in the sanctuary, and our wives and our children, for all the heathen are gathered to destroy us of very malice. Now, as soon as the people heard these words, their spirit revived. He said, it says that as soon as the people heard these words, their spirit revived. You see that? So your words actually mean something, man. Don't think it's just for naught, right? Hey, when you're feeling down, when I'm feeling down, man, I call a brother, man. He might give me exhorting precepts, and exhortation, whatever the Lord bestows upon him. And that might lift up my spirit, So your words actually mean something, man. Don't think it's just for naught, right? And your words can actually put people down as well. We have to understand that. Everything that we say, it will hold a certain meaning, all right? And that's of the Lord as well, all right? But this is just a quick video, going into certain precepts. I don't have much time. So all praises to Yahweh, Shalom, Lord willing, this is edifying. Brother Yasha Allah. Shalom.